Okay, this is Screencast 6.09. We're going to take a look at some interactive periodic tables. I've got three opened up here. One's called ptable.com, another one is called periodictable.com, and a third one is called Web Elements. Let's have a look at each of the three. ptable.com is probably the most extensive and deep of all the interactive periodic tables that I've been able to come across. For every site, for every element, if you click on it, you can get a Wikipedia article as a pop-up, which is nice. If you go to the properties, you get a lot of interesting slider bars. For instance, here are what the elements look like at different temperatures. Here we are down at absolute zero. They're all solids. Working our way up, they become liquids. And then red means gases. You get hot enough, and they're all gases. We can take a look at when they were discovered, and a little toolbar shows up here. Almost every time you click on something, things change here, and so you can get a lot of deep interaction. It does make it a little hard to find where things are, but it's fun to play around and go deep into this thing. So here we are at 1738. They're listing only basically the ancient metals. Work our way up, and they start to get discovered. And this gets populated more and more. So if you wanted to know what elements were known in 1865, well, there's your list right there. Information about orbitals can be found here. Lots of nice images there. If you're interested in looking at the wide version at any point, you can click here, and it'll give you the wide version of the periodic table where the F block is thrown into its more logical location. Common compounds, etc. I think you get the idea. Very deep site. If you're looking for a more glitzy site, with lots of nice images, these have a rollover sort of thing. This is periodictable.com, so you can see actual examples of all the elements. You click on any one of them, and it will tell you a little bit about its history, and it's more image-based. I like it. It's fun. You can get things too. Let's see if this spin functionality works. Well, you need the right player to get that to work. Let's not install the plugin. So that's a neat site there. And then finally, Web Elements is a little bit similar to ptable.com in that it has a lot of little options here. I kind of like this biology option I happen to come across. You can look at any of these elements, and it'll tell you, is chromium in our body, for example. Yeah, chromium is an essential trace element, and they tell you about how much is in there. And there's the ion log abundances in humans. If you want to know what elements are in us, there you got an idea right there. And so I encourage you to poke around for each of these three websites and get to know them. This is Screencast 6.09 Interactive Periodic Tables.